Welcome back to the channel Coin Star everyone. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American numismatic history, the one-dime 1981 Roosevelt Liberty coin, a small piece of metal that has caught the attention of collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts around the world because of its unbelievable value that can reach up to an astonishing $27 million. Yes, you heard that right, a dime worth more than luxury mansions, rare cars, and even private jets, and all because of the extraordinary errors, mint mark mistakes, and unique variations that occurred during its minting process, making it one of the most sought-after error coins in history. And in this video, we will explore every detail, every mystery, and every fascinating fact that makes this 1981 Roosevelt dime so valuable and captivating to the numismatic community. So stay tuned till the end because you might discover that one of these rare treasures could be sitting in your own collection or even hiding in your loose change jar. The story of the Roosevelt dime begins long before 1981, tracing back to 1946 when it was first introduced as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt following his death, chosen because of his leadership during World War II and his founding of the March of Dimes campaign that helped combat polio. The dime became a symbol of American resilience and generosity, and over the decades it went through many changes. But it was in 1981 at the Denver Mint that something truly extraordinary happened. Something that would change the fate of a few coins forever, making them worth millions. The 1981 Roosevelt dime might look like any ordinary 10-cent coin to the untrained eye, but numismatists and serious collectors know that this year holds some of the most intriguing minting mysteries of the modern era. During the minting process, a few rare dimes were struck with significant errors that completely altered their appearance and rarity, including double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, missing mint marks, wrong planchet errors, and full band variations on the torch design. Each of these errors adds immense value to the coin, and depending on the severity and uniqueness, the price can skyrocket from a few $100s to over $27 million in auction settings where collectors compete to own the rarest pieces in existence. The D mint mark stands for Denver, one of the major mints in the United States, and in 1981, the Denver Mint produced millions of Roosevelt dimes for general circulation, but among those millions, a tiny number came out with astonishing mistakes. Some dimes were missing the D mark entirely due to filled die errors, meaning that debris or grease filled the mint mark area, resulting in a coin that appeared to have been minted without a mint mark. Others displayed misaligned die errors where the details on the obverse and reverse did not line up properly, giving the coin a distinctive and noticeable off-center appearance. And then there were those with double die obverse errors where the inscriptions such as Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the year 1981 appeared doubled, as if shadowed or slightly echoed, which is one of the most popular error types among collectors, and depending on how visible the doubling is, these coins can command prices beyond imagination. Another reason why some 1981 Roosevelt dimes have reached extraordinary value is due to the rare full torch or full band designation given to coins that were perfectly struck, showing complete and well-defined horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse side. These coins are rare because most circulation strikes show weak details due to worn dies. So a coin with full torch details indicates exceptional quality and sharpness, and when combined with an error or mint anomaly, such a coin becomes a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Now let's talk about the coin's composition, which is important to understanding its base characteristics. The 1981 Roosevelt dime is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition with a weight of 2.27 grams and a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. The obverse side features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt with the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the year 1981, while the reverse side displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. Along with the words United States of America, e pluribus unum, and one dime. But what makes the 1981 version so special isn't just its design, it's the story behind the mistakes, the unexpected flaws that make it stand out, because in coin collecting, perfection is common, but imperfection is priceless. The most valuable specimens are those that combine multiple rare factors such as a missing mint mark, double die, off-center strike, and pristine mint state condition. In fact, there have been reports of 1981 Roosevelt dimes sold at private auctions for millions of dollars due to their unique combinations of errors, some of which are believed to be test strikes or early die state examples. meaning they were among the first struck before the dies began to wear down, giving them sharper and more defined features. Experts also believe that a few 1981 Roosevelt dimes were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or for other denominations like quarters or cents, and such wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and most valuable types in existence, because they prove that the coin was literally made on the wrong metal blank. A mistake that should have never happened but somehow slipped through quality control and found its way into circulation. Collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes often talk about the thrill of discovering one of these rare 1981 errors in pocket change or coin rolls, and there are real stories of individuals who found coins worth thousands or even millions simply by paying attention to details. That's why knowing what to look for is so important. Always check for doubling in the letters of liberty and in God we trust. Observe if the D mint mark appears missing, faint, or misplaced. Examine the alignment between the obverse and reverse sides, and inspect the torch for strong, distinct bands. If you find a dime that meets any of these conditions, it might be worth having it graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC, as certification not only confirms authenticity but also significantly increases its market value. Collectors and investors trust certified coins, especially those in high mint state grades like MS65, MS67, or higher, because they represent the best preserved examples with minimal wear and strong eye appeal. The fascinating part of the 1981 Roosevelt dime story is how something so small, so ordinary in appearance, can hold such extraordinary value, and it reminds us that the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, where history, art, and chance all intersect, making each discovery unique and personal. It's incredible to think that a dime once used to buy candy or pay for parking could now be worth more than a luxury sports car, and that is what keeps collectors passionate and always searching for the next rare find. The possibilities are endless, and the excitement never fades. Over time, as more collectors learn about these rare error dimes, the demand continues to rise, driving market prices even higher, and auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen record-breaking bids on Roosevelt dimes with special attributes, and the 1981 series stands among the elite, not only because of its rarity but because of the mystique that surrounds it. Experts still debate how many of these ultra-rare error dimes actually exist, but most agree that the number is extremely limited, possibly fewer than a dozen known examples, making each one a true numismatic marvel. For those who are new to coin collecting, it's essential to understand that value isn't just determined by age, it's about rarity, condition, and historical context. The 1981 Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how a modern coin, less than 50 years old, can surpass ancient or classic coins in value simply because of an unintentional mistake that created rarity. And that's why collectors always say that every coin has a story to tell. Sometimes it's about design, sometimes it's about the person featured on it, and sometimes, like in this case, it's about the fascinating imperfections that turn something ordinary into something legendary. Imagine the thrill of holding a 1981 Roosevelt dime in your hand, knowing that this tiny piece of metal once worth just 10 cents is now valued at $27 million. It's more than a coin, it's a piece of history, a symbol of human curiosity, and a reminder that even the smallest details can change everything. So the next time you come across a dime, take a moment to inspect it. You never know, you could be holding a fortune. Many collectors spend years hunting for the elusive 1981 era dimes, examining rolls of coins, attending coin shows, and networking with other enthusiasts, because the market for rare Roosevelt dimes remains strong, and the passion of the collectors fuels the value even more. And while not every dime will be worth millions, understanding the unique features that make certain ones so valuable can open doors to incredible opportunities, both educationally and financially. Collectors from all around the world, today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and highly talked about coins in the entire world of modern numismatics, the one-dime 1999 Roosevelt Liberty coin from the United States of America, a small silver-colored piece of metal that has captured the imagination of collectors, treasure hunters, and enthusiasts everywhere because of its mind-blowing value that goes far beyond its tiny face value of just 10 cents, reaching an estimated worth of a staggering $28 million due to its rare minting errors, mysterious origins, and the story that continues to fascinate everyone who learns about it. And if you've ever wondered how a simple dime could become so unbelievably valuable, then you're in for a treat because this story is about history, precision, mistakes, and luck all coming together in one small but mighty coin that has become a legend in its own right. So let's begin by exploring the background and the fascinating history that makes this 1999 D. Roosevelt dime such an extraordinary discovery in the world of coins and collectibles, because every coin tells a story, and this one tells the story of an era, a design, and a mistake that changed its destiny forever. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, and it replaced the Mercury dime which had been in circulation since 1916, and the new design was intended to be a tribute to Roosevelt's leadership and his role in the creation of the March of Dimes, a campaign that helped fight polio, a disease that Roosevelt himself suffered from. So when you look at the obverse side of the dime, you'll see the portrait of President Roosevelt facing left, with the word "Liberty" on his left, the motto, "In God We Trust," below his chin, and the year of minting just beneath his neck, while the reverse side of the coin displays an olive branch, a torch, and an oak branch symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength, and that design has remained largely unchanged for decades, becoming one of the most familiar images on American coinage. Now, the 1999 D. Roosevelt dime is not just any ordinary dime struck at the Denver Mint, it's a coin that has become famous because of its mint mark error and other striking anomalies that set it apart from millions of others produced that year, making it one of the most desirable coins for collectors across the world. In 1999, billions of dimes were minted, but only a few came out with peculiar and mysterious minting errors, and one of those rare specimens is believed to be the coin that now carries an astronomical value of $28 million, a price tag that makes collectors dream of finding one in their spare change, coin rolls, or even old piggy banks lying forgotten in drawers. What makes this coin so valuable is the combination of multiple possible errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchet errors, missing mint marks, or even transitional metal compositions, and because of these variations, the 1999 D. Roosevelt dime has drawn the attention of experts who continue to study its origins, with theories suggesting that it might have been struck on the wrong metal blank intended for a foreign coin or perhaps even produced with a misaligned die that created a subtle yet distinctive difference visible under magnification. Some versions of the 1999 D. Roosevelt dime have been reported to display doubling on the inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," giving them an extraordinary appearance and making them highly sought after by error coin specialists. Others might show anomalies around the Denver D. mint mark, where the letter appears either faint, misplaced, or even completely missing, which adds to its mysterious value. The fascination with the missing or faint mint mark stems from the fact that every dime struck in Denver is supposed to have a clear and distinct D mark, and when one appears without it, the rarity instantly skyrockets. A missing mint mark could happen due to a clogged die, wear, or even intentional experimentation during the minting process, and collectors absolutely love such oddities because they tell a story of human error within a system that's supposed to be perfect. Imagine millions of coins being struck every day, and just one of them comes out with a small flaw that makes it different from the rest. That's the magic of coin collecting, where imperfection becomes perfection in the eyes of those who truly appreciate it. Now, some experts claim that the $28 million valued dime could be a specimen that was accidentally struck on a silver planchet instead of the normal copper-nickel composition used for Roosevelt dimes since 1965, which means if such a coin exists, it would be an extremely rare transitional error, possibly one of a kind, explaining its astronomical price. Others believe that the coin could have been produced with a double die obverse, where the image of Roosevelt's profile and the letters appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. These types of errors are among the most prized in the hobby because they visually demonstrate the complexity of minting and the human or mechanical slip-ups that can transform an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find. The year 1999 also holds special significance in U.S. coin history because it marked the beginning of the state quarters program, meaning the U.S. Mint was under immense pressure to produce massive numbers of coins, increasing the likelihood of minting errors due to the rush and high production demands, which makes the appearance of an error dime from that same period even more plausible. When the 1999 D. Roosevelt dime with these extraordinary characteristics was discovered, it immediately became the subject of fascination among coin experts, collectors, and even casual enthusiasts, and stories began circulating about how one such coin was reportedly sold in a private auction for millions of dollars because of its uniqueness, mysterious background, and the allure of owning something truly irreplaceable. The coin community thrives on discoveries like this, where something as small as a dime captures global attention, turning into a symbol of luck and wealth beyond imagination. The $28 million valuation may sound unbelievable, but when rarity, history, and collector demand intersect, the price becomes a reflection of passion rather than metal value. After all, it's not the silver content or copper-nickel worth that defines its price, but the story, the curiosity, and the thrill that this particular coin evokes in collectors' hearts. Many collectors dream of finding similar coins in circulation, and it's not impossible because every year, stories surface of rare coins being found in pocket change, coffee shop tips, or old coin jars. Imagine the thrill of realizing that a simple dime you thought was ordinary could be worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even private jets. That's the kind of dream that keeps collectors checking their change every day, hoping for that life-changing find. It's also worth mentioning that the coin's value continues to appreciate because of its increasing rarity and the growing community of numismatists eager to own pieces with verified minting anomalies. Auction houses have confirmed that demand for Roosevelt dimes with significant minting errors has been rising steadily, especially for those from the late 1990s that coincide with the modern minting transition period. The 1999 D dime also represents an era of technological change within the U.S. Mint, where automation was improving but human oversight was still critical, making the appearance of subtle errors more likely than in completely automated modern processes. Each detail on this coin, from the sharpness of Roosevelt's profile to the spacing of letters in United States of America and E pluribus unum on the reverse, can tell an expert whether it was struck normally or under unusual conditions. And when you consider the cultural impact of a coin like this, it's not just about money. It's about the symbol of discovery, the romance of the unknown, and the belief that hidden treasures might still be out there waiting to be found by ordinary people. This is why the 1999 D Roosevelt dime continues to inspire countless YouTube videos, social media discussions, and even news stories, because people are drawn to the idea that fortune could lie in their hands at any moment. Its $28 million valuation has made it one of the most searched and discussed modern coins online, often being referred to as the miracle dime or the dime that defied value. Some numismatists even argue that the coin should be displayed in museums as a symbol of minting art and accidental beauty, where an unintended error created a masterpiece. And while not every 1999 D dime will be worth millions, the truth is that many error coins from that year can still fetch impressive amounts in the hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the type and visibility of the error. For example, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or double die errors can command huge prices, especially if they are in mint state condition or certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. This is why collectors always advise examining every detail closely with a magnifying glass, especially the edges, mint mark, and inscriptions, because even a slight difference can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and valuable treasure. The world today. We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mind-blowing stories in the world of numismatics, the tale of the 2000p Roosevelt dime, a coin that has become a legend among collectors not just because of its simple face value of 10 cents but because of how a small piece of metal can be worth a staggering $29 million. Yes, you heard that right, this tiny coin that most people overlook in their pocket change has a history, a mystery, and an incredible story that has stunned the coin community and amazed collectors globally. So stay tuned and keep watching till the end, because the information I am going to share today can literally change how you look at your everyday coins forever. The 2000p Roosevelt dime might seem ordinary at first glance. It features the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt designed by John R. Sinek, which has been on the dime since 1946 as a tribute to the 32nd President of the United States who guided the country through the Great Depression and World War II. But behind this common design hides one of the rarest and most valuable minting mistakes in modern coin history. The P Mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where millions of dimes were produced that year, but only a few mysterious examples came out with extraordinary minting errors that transformed these small coins into treasures worth millions. So what exactly makes a 2000p Roosevelt dime so special and why has it captured the imagination of so many collectors around the world? It all starts with a combination of rare minting errors that were never meant to leave the US mint: errors like double die obverse off-center strikes, missing mint marks, planchet errors, and die adjustment strikes that went unnoticed until sharp-eyed collectors discovered them years later. One of the most famous versions of the 2000p Roosevelt dime has a missing mint mark, which instantly makes it a rare variety because since 1980 all dimes have been struck with mint marks identifying where they were made, so when a dime without the P mark shows up it means something unusual happened at the mint, possibly a mechanical error or a human oversight during die preparation, and this simple mistake can transform a 10-cent coin into a $1 million rarity. Another remarkable aspect that makes the 2000p dime valuable is the double die error, where the letters in Liberty or in God We Trust appear slightly doubled when viewed under magnification. This occurs when the coin die strikes the planchet more than once but in slightly different positions, creating a shadow-like doubling effect on the letters or numbers. Such doubling is not easy to spot with the naked eye, but for collectors it's a golden sign that the coin might be an extraordinary rarity, and some of these double die examples have been sold for hundreds of thousands and even millions depending on condition, rarity, and demand. Imagine finding such a coin in your loose change that could turn you from an ordinary collector into an instant millionaire within seconds. There are also reports of off-center strike 2000p dimes where the design is misaligned due to a misfeed in the press. This type of error gives the coin a unique look, with parts of Roosevelt's face or inscriptions missing, partially visible or shifted, creating an oddly shaped rim. Collectors adore these errors because they showcase a visible and dramatic mistake made during minting, and some extreme off-center 2000p dimes have fetched massive prices at auctions. Another reason the 2000p Roosevelt dime has soared in fame is because of planchet composition errors, where the coin may have been struck on a foreign planchet or on a planchet intended for another denomination such as a cent or a nickel. This kind of minting anomaly is extremely rare, and it shows how unpredictable the coin minting process can sometimes be. When a planchet meant for another coin accidentally enters the dime press, it produces a coin that defies normal standards. This has happened before with other Roosevelt dimes where copper or nickel mismatches caused coins to weigh differently or have unusual colors. These are precisely the kinds of mysteries that make collectors obsessed and willing to pay unimaginable sums to own one in pristine condition. The story of the 2000p Roosevelt dime, worth $29 million, has fueled a new generation of treasure hunters scouring their pocket change, coin rolls, and old collections hoping to find one of these extraordinary pieces. It's the kind of dream that keeps the numismatic world alive, the excitement of knowing that a simple dime could be worth a fortune because of one rare and beautiful mistake. Beyond the errors, the 2000p dime also represents an important moment in American coinage history. It was the dawn of the new millennium, and the United States Mint was ramping up production with modernized technology, but even with new machinery, errors still happen, showing that perfection is nearly impossible in coin manufacturing. Even the most advanced systems cannot prevent every mishap, and those rare mishaps become priceless treasures for collectors who value imperfection as beauty. Every scratch, every doubling, every missing mark tells a story of the mint's secret moments that slipped through to the public. What makes the $29 million figure so fascinating is that it isn't just about the coin's material or face value, it's about rarity, demand, and the collector's obsession with unique mistakes. When a coin is truly one of a kind, the market value becomes almost imaginary. People are willing to pay astronomical amounts simply to own a piece of history that no one else possesses. The most famous 2000p Roosevelt dime reportedly sold in a private auction where fierce bidding between elite collectors drove the price to unbelievable heights. This shows how deep the passion for coins runs in the numismatic world and how much emotional and historical weight can be placed on a single small piece of metal. This is what makes coin collecting not just a hobby but a pursuit of history, luck, and passion combined. If you ever come across a 2000p Roosevelt dime, take a closer look. Check for the mint mark, see if there's any doubling on the lettering or numbers, examine the rim alignment, and if anything seems off, don't dismiss it. It could be one of those rare pieces that slipped past quality control decades ago. You could be holding a life-changing coin worth millions. It's also important to understand how coin grading and condition affect value. Collectors and investors prefer coins that are in mint state or uncirculated condition. These coins are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, which authenticate the coin's authenticity and determine its grade on a 70-point scale. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A 2000p dime with major errors in MS68 or higher grade can command massive premiums in the collector's market, and if the error is unique, the sky's The limit for its value. It's not just about rarity but also about story, historical significance and uniqueness. Every great coin has a story behind it, and the 2000p dime story is one of accident and fortune combined. The Roosevelt dime itself carries an important place in U.S. coinage history. First issued in 1946 to honor President Roosevelt, who helped establish the March of Dimes to fight polio, it became a symbol of health, progress and courage. Over the years millions were produced, but only a few carry the mystique of error coins that escaped unnoticed, like hidden treasures waiting to be found, and the 2000p stands out as one of those coins that turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Collectors often compare the rarity of the 2000p Roosevelt dime to other legendary error coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent coins that reached millions in value. Because of their unique minting anomalies and limited numbers, the same principle applies here. Rarity drives demand, and demand creates astronomical value. That's why even a small dime from the year 2000 can rise to fame as a $29 million phenomenon. Another interesting factor about the 2000p dime is the continued mystery surrounding its discovery. Many details about the first found specimens remain vague, which only adds to its mystique. Some collectors claim that the first coin was found in circulation, while others say it came from a sealed mint roll. Either way, it caused a sensation. Across online coin communities, forums and auctions, people started rechecking every 2000 dime in their collections, and suddenly a wave of interest sparked in error coin hunting. This excitement continues today, with treasure hunters constantly searching through coins in hopes of replicating that luck. The story of the 2000p dime serves as a reminder that valuable coins are not always old. Sometimes even modern coins can carry extreme value due to the right combination of rarity, condition and error. Each time a new discovery is made, it reignites the thrill of collecting and turns average people into passionate hunters for hidden treasures in their change jars. Even today, experts and appraisers look for new varieties and hidden details that could explain how such coins escaped the mint unnoticed for so long and how few survived in pristine condition. The high value is not only monetary but also symbolic. It represents curiosity, perseverance, and the fascination with imperfection in a system designed for perfection. Another element that has contributed to the 2000p Roosevelt dime's fame is media coverage and viral content across YouTube and coin collector communities, as videos showcasing the dime's worth and story reached millions. Today we're diving deep into the incredible story of the one dime 2008p Roosevelt coin, a small piece of American currency that has stunned collectors and treasure hunters across the world with its unbelievable value that can reach up to $30 million because of its rare minting errors, striking mistakes, and unique historical importance that sets it apart from ordinary dimes. If you've ever wondered how a simple 10-cent coin could possibly be worth millions, then you're in the right place, because this video will reveal the fascinating history, hidden secrets, and shocking details that make the 2008p Roosevelt dime one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. To begin, let's go back to where it all started, with the Roosevelt dime's origin. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime, to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The coin was designed by John R. Sinek, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, who created a dignified and realistic portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse side, along with the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the mint date below the neck. On the reverse side, the design features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left representing peace and an oak branch on the right representing strength and independence, with the inscriptions United States of America, 1 dime, and E Pluribus Unum beautifully engraved around the edges. This design has remained mostly unchanged for decades, but in the case of the 2008p Roosevelt dime, something extraordinary happened at the Philadelphia Mint that made some of these coins stand out from all others ever struck. 2008 was a year of high minting volume, with millions of Roosevelt dimes produced at both the Denver and Philadelphia mints, marked by the mint marks D and P respectively. But during production, rare and unintentional errors occurred that would later make some of these coins worth a fortune. Collectors and error specialists discovered that a few examples of the 2008p Roosevelt dime displayed incredible and unmistakable minting flaws. Some were double die obverse, where the inscriptions "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" were doubled, visible under magnification, showing a clear shift in the strike. Others were off-center strikes where part of the design was missing or misaligned, giving the coin an unusual appearance, and a few even had missing mint marks, blank planchets, or wrong Planchet errors, where a dime design was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination such as a penny or a foreign coin. These minting mistakes are not just manufacturing defects, they are historical anomalies that attract massive attention from numismatists because they demonstrate the unpredictability of the minting process, and they turn otherwise ordinary coins into unique treasures. When it comes to the 2008 P. Roosevelt dime, what truly elevates its fame and astronomical value into the millions is the combination of its condition, rarity, and type of error. For example, a 2008 P dime discovered with a double die obverse, sharp luster, and full bands on the torch in mint state condition can fetch thousands of dollars. However, a once-in-a-lifetime specimen with a combination of errors, like a double die and off-center strike, or a missing mint mark on a Philadelphia minted coin, can rise exponentially in value. Experts estimate that a few rare examples with multiple striking errors or wrong planchet combinations have fetched offers up to $30 million due to their uniqueness, untraceable duplication, and historical curiosity among elite collectors who are willing to pay extraordinary sums for one-of-a-kind finds. The story behind these valuable coins also lies in the mystery of their creation. The Philadelphia Mint, known for its precision, sometimes faces mechanical malfunctions in coin presses, misaligned dies, or human error during die replacement, all of which can create anomalies like double strikes, partial collars, broad strikes, or even uncentered designs. Such coins are normally caught and destroyed during quality control, but a few slip through and enter circulation unnoticed. Imagine holding a dime in your hand that was supposed to be worth only 10 cents but, because of a rare minting accident, becomes one of the most expensive coins on the planet. This possibility drives collectors to inspect every dime carefully, especially from the 2008 series. Another fascinating feature is the Roosevelt dime's role in American history. After Roosevelt's death in 1945, the coin became a tribute to his leadership and his efforts in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to fighting polio. Thus, owning a Roosevelt dime is not only a financial investment but also a piece of patriotic symbolism. The 2008 edition carries this legacy but adds the thrill of modern numismatic excitement due to its error possibilities. Mint mark errors, for instance, are among the most sought-after types because they indicate minting confusion. Sometimes a Philadelphia coin can appear without a P mark due to a filled die or a weak strike, creating an unmarked variant that instantly becomes a rarity. Similarly, planchet errors, such as a coin being struck on the wrong metal blank, are nearly impossible to replicate, and only a handful have ever been authenticated. Some 2008 P. Roosevelt dimes were found struck on copper-nickel blanks intended for other denominations or even on foreign coin planchets due to mint mix-ups during high-speed production. These mistakes turn a common coin into a historical artifact, a collector's dream, and in some cases, a multi-million-dollar treasure. The excitement surrounding these coins has fueled countless YouTube videos, articles, and news stories, making them among the most searched and discussed dimes online. Videos featuring titles like 2008 P. Roosevelt dime worth $30 million, or Find this dime in your pocket change, attract millions of viewers because people are fascinated by the idea that rare treasures could be hiding in their everyday coins. The viral nature of these videos helps spread awareness about coin collecting, error detection, and the value of preserving old currency. The market for collectible dimes is also influenced by grading and certification. Professional services like PCGS and NGC authenticate and grade coins on a numerical scale, where a high mint state grade, MS68 or MS69, combined with a verified error can dramatically boost the coin's market value. A 2008 P. Roosevelt dime with exceptional luster, minimal contact marks, and a prominent double die strike could potentially reach record-breaking prices at auction, especially when accompanied by documentation of its uniqueness. Some experts have theorized that only a handful of 2008 P dimes with such dramatic errors exist, possibly fewer than 10 in total, which explains why collectors are willing to pay millions to own one. This rarity mirrors other legendary coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1943 copper penny, both of which became famous for their accidental existence and limited number. In the case of the 2008 P. Roosevelt dime, what's even more astonishing is that many of these errors went unnoticed for years because the coin's small size and common design make it easy to overlook. It wasn't until collectors began closely inspecting pocket change and bulk rolls from banks that some of these incredible specimens surfaced, sparking global attention. The allure of finding one yourself adds to the coin's mystique. Imagine the thrill of discovering a $30 million dime in circulation or among old change jars. This sense of possibility keeps the legend of the 2008 Roosevelt dime alive in the minds of both casual hobbyists and professional numismatists. From a financial standpoint, the coin's meteoric value can be attributed to the combination of scarcity, demand, and historical narrative. In the collector's world, value is not just about metal content, it's about rarity, condition, and story. A coin that tells an extraordinary story of minting error and discovery captivates attention far beyond its face value. The 2008 dime has become a modern legend because it represents the unpredictable nature of coin minting, where precision and error coexist to create priceless artifacts. The difference between a regular 2008 dime and one worth millions might be just a slight variation in strike, a missing mint mark, or a misaligned die, but that difference changes everything. Furthermore, the 2008 Roosevelt dime stands out in the modern era because most dramatic minting errors were far more common in earlier decades, when quality control was less advanced. Finding a severe mint error in a 21st century coin is therefore an exceptional event, and when it does happen, the market reacts with tremendous enthusiasm. The story of this dime's discovery has been retold countless times, with collectors describing how they stumbled upon an unusual-looking coin, sent it for verification, and later learned they possessed a one-of-a-kind numismatic treasure. Each story fuels the legend further, inspiring millions of viewers to search their own coins, hoping to uncover hidden wealth in everyday change. This collective fascination has also influenced the coin's cultural significance. It's no longer just a dime but a symbol of luck, curiosity, and the unexpected surprises that history leaves behind. The Roosevelt dime series, spanning from 1946 to the present, has seen many key dates and minor variations, but none have captured modern attention quite like the 2008 era dime.